Hi, this is Mark again, and we're now continuing with our series of videos on European Inter-Partes Patent Review, which is opposition before the European Patent Office. This video we're looking at being before the hearing. What are we doing in preparation for that hearing? Well, a few very simple things, and I hope you'll excuse me just saying them. Make sure you're actually on the plane or the train to actually the right proceedings. Is it actually in Munich, The Hague or Berlin? People have turned up at the wrong place. Very simple things. Make sure you've got your hotel booked. Don't arrive too late. There's nothing worse than arriving late and being tired the next morning or having a bad night's sleep. It's going to be a very intensive day, that hearing. There's going to be maybe a full day. I've been in hearings which the longest I've been is started at 9:30 in the morning and finished literally at 10:30 at night. Now that is an awful long time. You need to have your batteries fully charged, literally and metaphorically. Even if the hearing only lasts for a couple of hours, those are pretty intensive hours. You really need to have your act together. Now, I know those are motherhood and apple pie statements, but I think they're worth making. Now, other points to make are who will be the representative at the hearing? Perhaps yourself as the representative. It might actually be an employee of the proprietor. Whoever it is, I think you should be very reluctant not to use European Patent Council, not to use a representative before the European Patent Office. These are pretty complex, high-paced proceedings. You need somebody who knows the law and knows it very well. And of course you also need to know the subject matter of the hearing. I've really read those documents and know them in depth. Anyway, I'm sorry to be saying so many things which are perhaps so obvious, but experience does teach that these things can be overlooked if you're not careful. Now, one key point is who else is going to be there? Is there going to be a representative of the proprietor or their opponent? Is that a technical person? Is that a manager, for example? Be aware that they may not be able to speak and they may wish to speak. And you need to decide how you're going to communicate in the hearing, because there usually isn't an opportunity to readily communicate easily during the hearing. And you also need to think about who's going to sit where. Now, these may seem like trivial points, but if you've got the wrong order of seating and then you end up with the proprietor trying to really give notes to his or her representative, it may not work during the hearing and vital points may be missed. So really this video is saying, preparing for the hearing, just look at all the details, make sure you've notified the European Patent Office as who's going to attend, make sure you are down as the representative, make sure that the representative's got the correct authorisation. There could be nothing more embarrassing than being at a hearing, representation being challenged, and hey presto, there is no valid representation on file. That might be the end of the hearing. So yeah, some very simple points, but things worth making clear and worth thinking through. So next I'm going to talk about being in the hearing itself and thinking about how that's conducted and the overall position. Now, if you've got experience of hearings, maybe this will be fairly straightforward to you, but even so, it's still worth to consider the basics just in case there's something that you might have missed. Okay, thank you very much.